Hey, it's Brandon, and in this video we're going to be looking at Amulet of the Scarab God. This is an adventure by Grimoire Games, which I like the products that they put out. They are pay what you want and cool little adventures. This will get you out of the forests and into the desert, into a mummy-filled tomb. So always enjoy that. Always getting out and from the forests and getting into some sort of ancient tomb full of mummies and stuff. So it's a new discovery has been made with this tomb, and the PCs have been hired by Elizabeth and Manfred Broderick. They're the leaders of the expedition, and they know that it's going to be dangerous inside. You're going to be able to keep half the valuables that they can recover from the site. Magical items and important relics will be discussed separately according to the performance given. So these two are looking for the Amulet of the Scarab God. It's a fabled medallion that can resuscitate the dead and cure any illness. But what the PCs do not know, which I always enjoy that phrase, their young son Theodore is terribly ill, and no medicine so far has been able to relieve him. They're hoping that this Amulet of the Scarab God is going to help him out. So there's going to be many days of journeying through the desert where you can get to talk to these people. They're not going to tell you, but it says Manfred is quiet but easygoing person. He tends to give too much trust to people and smokes the pipe. So you've got some random encounters when you get inside the tomb. It's going to be either a swarms of golden scarabs or mummy priests. Now this is for higher level. Of course, when you're dealing with mummies, you're going to be dealing with stuff like that. So higher level stuff. So great map. Once again, we've got a trapped hallway. You're going to have frescoes and stuff like that once you get down into the tomb. The trap is going to be pressure plates, and it's going to drop stone walls, hopefully to try to split the party or impede access to the tomb. So right off the bat, we're going to have some traps. And then in one room, we've got a false amulet. It is a fake amulet that's worthless, but you might think it's going to be the amulet. Of course, it's not going to be the very first room, but still, maybe someone's going to try to grab it. And when they do, they're going to get sprayed with gas spray trap. Now, this is system agnostic, like all these from Grimoire Games. So you're going to need to come up with your own stats for this stuff, for like that trap. There are some hieroglyphic scrolls. They're actually more valuable, and they're going to detail the lore of the Scarab God. So he is the god of illnesses and curses, depicted with a beetle head. And so that's very neat. And that's room number 2. In room 3, we're going to have the temple. Sitting on a black marble throne is the statue of the Scarab God. It towers over an oval-shaped pond. It's humid in there. It's pleasant but discomforting at the same time, and fronds of putrid vegetation spur from the dark water. Now, one thing that's interesting is that there's an unpleasant sensation that happens to you. If you're cursed or ill, you'll feel the presence lurking in their mind of the Scarab God, and it can communicate with them. This will be a cool moment to be able to role play with your players and maybe do their voice and stuff, come up with what it says to you, expressing the disdain for tomb robbers, but reassuring his followers with the promise of a cure. And one thing that's interesting is that in this room, underneath the water, in that murky water, is a naturally formed tunnel that'll take you to the treasure room. So should you have a player that's just hell-bent on diving down through those murky waters, they may come up with the treasure. I think that's kind of interesting. And in another crypt, there's going to be a swarm of golden scarabs. Inside one of the coffins is a scepter of insect domain, which is exactly what you think it's going to do. It's going to let you control insects and possibly be able to even speak with them. So that's pretty neat. There's also a crumbling fresco that has a hidden passage to the 5th room, which is the priest's sarcophagi. Of course, you're going to have these sarcophagus are going to bust open with 4 mummy priests, and that's going to be pretty nasty, of course. And then you'll have the champion, and there's going to be a great sarcophagus. It's going to pretty much take over the whole room. And if it's disturbed, he rises to fend off intruders, and he wears the Amulet of the Scarab God, which gives him major regeneration abilities. And then the stone door to the treasure room is locked, and you're going to look and see there's a scarab-shaped recess in the center of the door. You put the amulet in there, it opens it up. So some really great, mummy tropes in this adventure. And then you're going to come to the treasure room. It's going to have gold, jewels, pottery, all sorts of stuff like that. There's also going to be a large black diamond, but it's cursed. The diamond traps the soul of the first creature that touches it. From inside the diamond, they can hear and talk, but cannot see, and their body falls into a coma. Destroying the diamond also destroys the soul that's trapped inside. I'm sorry, they can, it says from inside the diamond, they can hear and talk, but cannot see. So I guess you're going to have like a little voice in there of your player character. So again, final notes on this great aerial view map here. It's for high level characters. The two, Elizabeth and Manfred, are desperate to find the amulet. They'll cooperate. They'll do anything in their power to retrieve the amulet from them. They won't fight to the death. They know that to give their son a chance of survival, they must stay alive in the first place. So some cool little drama in it. And then it says to give the PCs a chance of understanding their motivations, knowing why they're venturing into the dungeon will dramatically change the way they'll approach the challenge. Then we have some cool little art here talking about the different monsters, the mummy priest, the champion of the Scarab god, I won't try to say his name, the swarm of golden scarabs, and then this kind of the, what's going on with these two magic items. The Amulet of the Scarab god, it's got major regeneration abilities. If you smash it, you can resurrect the dead, or break any curse, but it can't be, you can't be dead from old age. It's not going to help you there. And then the Scepter of the Insect domain, of course, very cool. Experienced users can develop the ability to communicate with the hive mind of colonies of insects. So again, Grimoire Games, they've just got some really cool, pay what you want. This is exactly what you want to see. It's well written, well laid out. It's got some cool art. It's a small little dungeon crawl, and I think they're great. So keep making these. And there it is, Amulet of the Scarab God. Thanks.